Well, welcome to NXT May 15th, 2019 review. This episode actually was quite entertaining. The main event unfortunately ended with a shitty ending, but had a legit reason to have it the way they had it. So I'll explain more when I get to that matchup. I got something in my eye. Shit. Sorry. Anyway. Going into things with this show, this show is a solid little build towards the pay-per-view. It's led up to two matches already officially signed for the NXT TakeOver 25 event. One with Shayna Baszler versus Oi Shirai for the Women's Championship, and Adam Cole getting an opportunity once again for Johnny Gargano's World Heavyweight Championship. That matchup should be very entertaining, and if it's as good as the original that they had last month during the WrestleMania weekend, we should be very excited about this matchup and in for a serious treat. This show was a very solid show at what it had to offer. So let's go into some of it. The Viking Raiders now, instead of the War Raiders, the Viking Experience, they don't even have a fucking legit name anymore. They have so many different names, they don't even know what their identity is. It's a crying shame what Vince McMahon has done to the War Raiders. It's downright ridiculous. Anyway, so War Raiders come out. They're pretty much stating their future with NXT, which we all know their future with NXT is pretty much dead. They're just being used for their last match that they're going to have as NXT Tag Team Champions, which, by the way, didn't last that fucking long anyway. So who the fuck cares about their damn run anyway? Their run was shortened by being moved up to the main roster when, quite frankly, I don't feel personally that they're even ready for a move like that yet, number one. And number two, being on the Monday Night Raw roster makes things even worse. And working along with Vince McMahon, my God, I pray on their souls, because God only knows that Vince McMahon can only do one thing and one thing only, and that's kill your fucking career if you have a good one already started. Especially on a platform like the WWE. Anyway, so they come out, they say they're going to pretty much end their future with, end their time with NXT and relinquish the NXT World Tag Team titles, because they feel like there's no legitimate challengers. Well, at the end of the show, that kind of really changed a whole lot, but I'll get into that when we get there. So the Street Profits come out, and they announce that they want to challenge for the NXT Tag Team Champions and for the NXT Tag Team titles. They state some derogatory comment about their name and their identity, and they don't really have one. That kind of ruffed the feathers a little bit by the Viking Raiders, so they were given the opportunity anyway, and they requested William Regal to make it official for tonight's main event, which he did. Okay, fantastic, wonderful. Then we had Adam Cole with Kyle O'Reilly. Oh, God, am I butchering every fucking thing I say right now in this video? Please excuse me. Kyle O'Reilly and Doug Fish. Bobby Fish. I keep forgetting his fucking first name. Kyle O'Reilly and Bobby Fish are with Adam Cole backstage. There was actually a video package what happened after the match with Matt Riddle last week. There was a lot of derogatory and colorful words that they used towards each other that you don't normally see on WWE main roster. Like, fuck you, and you're a piece of shit. All those kind of wonderful words you like saying to each other, especially when you want to insult someone or make them feel like a piece of garbage. And that's pretty much what was stated backstage between these two guys. And Kyle O'Reilly and Bobby Fish was really trying to be the guys to calm everything down and bring things back to reality and make it all normal and settle down between the Undisputed Era. Well, backstage, Matt Riddle was actually attacked by Roderick Strong. Roderick Strong comes out of nowhere. You can hear in the background people running towards the side of the camera while they have it centered on Adam Cole and the rest of the Undisputed Era with the backstage ring announcer or interviewer, whichever one you want to call her, or reporter. And you see Roderick Strong coming up into with the group, and he shows Adam Cole the shoe that he attacked Matt Riddle and said, you ain't gonna have to worry about Matt Riddle anymore. Well, that made Adam Cole extremely happy, in which case rectify anything that happened last week. Okay, great. One thing I would have liked them to touch on is like maybe Roderick Strong saying, dude, seriously, I apologize. I didn't mean to possibly fuck you up. If that's what you thought happened here, do you think it's best that I just stay backstage and we stay out of your match for now on? Giving you the opportunity to, if you make the mistake, it's on you, and if you win, it's because it's on you, because of what you did in the ring. I think that would have been a very nice little touch they could have thrown in there to kind of settle things down for a little while, unless they were to decide at some point creatively they wanted to split the Undisputed Era up, which I highly doubt they should at all. They really should be positioned as the version of the NWO, the modern day NWO or Bullet Club type of look. I think they need to come up to the main roster and take over. This group, Undisputed Era, has the potential to give Vince McMahon ratings. This team could do that. They could provide the kind of ratings that Vince McMahon needs to boost his ratings up a little bit. To get some kind of fucking attention by hardcore wrestling fans. If there is one thing and one thing only Vince McMahon could possibly do right, is keep this team together as a faction and let them kick ass on the main roster. If they do that, they have a potential opportunity to rebound from this horrible downward spiral and stop the bleeding somewhat. That is my overall opinion. But I think that's going to happen for another year, because if they throw them up to the main roster right now, I think they're going to get lost in the shuffle. Kushida is another person right now that I honestly don't believe should ever get moved to the main roster. He will not make it on WWE's main roster. Here's the main reason why. He's a smaller dude. He would fit perfectly with 205 Live. But that's only if they were to make 205 Live seem important, like be on the main card of a fucking pay-per-view for once, instead of making them on the pre-show. Kushida would bring a lot of attention to the cruiserweight division. He would be a great asset to that brand. And I think later on in the future, like in a year or two, he would be moved into that position. I think that's a great place for him. He would blend well with the rest of the roster. And on top of it, he was a major player in the junior heavyweight division in New Japan Wrestling. So why wouldn't you put him in the cruiserweight division to begin with? He would be able to work with people around his height and weight. That would be a great spot for him. They need to build some importance around each and every brand and give some kind of credibility to make everything seem important. Instead, they make nothing seem important, which gives people no reason to care to watch this shit. Once again, me going into my WWE main roster rant, but at the end of the day, This is WWE. It's still, NXT is part of WWE. So no matter what you can say to me, this is WWE. Don't like it, don't watch NXT as well. Okay? Because no matter what you see on NXT, you're not going to see it on the main roster. And eventually, every single fucking guy that's on the NXT roster that is getting any kind of attention at all on that roster, and Vince McMahon can smell it from a mile away, he's grabbing their ass and bringing them to the main roster and burying their fucking asses. He might as well have The Undertaker bury every fucking one of them. Seriously. That's all there is to it, man. And that's my issue with this whole fucking thing. You got all this crap going on in NXT. You got a great show that you have week to week for only an hour, and yet you give us crap like what you give us on the main roster, and then you take that great credit of wrestlers on that roster and move them up to the main roster and do nothing with them. As if you're purposely just trying to destroy it. And destroy the careers of the people that actually care about professional wrestling. Yes, they care about getting paid. Yes, they do it for money, but they also do it because they love what they do. And what they're doing, anyone that likes being on WWE and they're not being used creatively, used creatively the right way, and they still like their spot and they like what they're doing, you're either very complacent or you just care about the money and don't care about professional wrestling. And for those guys that stay on that roster and don't care about professional wrestling and just care about getting paid, fuck you. That's all I gotta say on that. Anyway, let's get into the matches. First match, we had Keith Lee go up against this guy, Kazambo, or some kind of fucking bullshit. First time ever guy I've ever seen on the NXT roster. He ends up losing in a decent style matchup. Keith Lee hit a powerbomb type maneuver and walks away victorious. Give this match a 3 out of 5 stars. Pretty solid matchup. Veronica Bourne, or Victoria Bourne, I don't even know her first name. Aaliyah and Victoria Bourne, they are actually really a good tag team. Better than fucking the Iconics. Oh, God. Can you get any more disgusting and pathetic? Forget about their in-ring wrestling ability. They can't even sell you on genuine shit. They are horrible on the microphone. They are horrible to listen to. They make my ears ring every time I listen to them talk. When I get an opportunity to watch this shit on the WWE Network, now that I'm not watching it live anymore, just so I can keep up with the storyline bullshit, even though it ain't that much of a big deal anyway, I skip their crap. I really don't care to watch it, because it's absolute garbage. Victoria Bourne, whatever her fucking name, beat this girl Jessie, who's like 5'10". Very decent matchup. Give it a 3 out of 5 stars as well. We had Kushida first face, what's his name, Kodo Reeves. Oh, God, I hate that guy, Kodo Reeves. I've said this a million times. If you haven't seen any of the videos I've done about with him being on there on a main card for an NXT show, he is absolute crap. He sucks. I can't stand him. Kushida beat his ass. Thank you, God. Beat him and made him submit to the inverted Kimura lock. So, good matchup by him, by Kushida. Solid matchup overall. Then we had the tag team title match with the, whatchamacallit? Come on. The Viking Raiders, Eric and Ivar, which, my God, their names are so disgusting to even hear. Eric and Ivar. Oh, God. Vince, you are a fucking imbecile. Anyway, and the Street Profits. This matchup was a pretty good main event. Unfortunately, it was ended with a disqualification because the Forgotten Sons have felt they've been forgotten. Well, guess what, assholes? Your freaking tag team name is the Forgotten Sons. So maybe that's the reason why your ass got forgotten, or I'm just kidding around. Maybe it's because you guys suck. How about that? But I did mention that Dusty Rhodes tournament, they were pretty fucking solid and pretty damn good. So I can't diss them so much because I kind of complimented them. So I'm kind of contradicting myself if I do that. Anyway, then Orny Lorcan and fucking Danny Burch came down, and there was another tag team. I forgot who it was. Oh shit! Who the hell was the fourth tag team? Oh yeah, it was those four tag teams. It was the Street Profits, the Viking Raiders, the Forgotten Sons, and Danny Burch and Orny Lorcan. This matchup is definitely this ending to this matchup was actually a way of giving us a hint that there's going to be a fatal 4-way matchup for the NXT Tag Team titles, leaving things a little bit more unpredictable on who could actually defeat the Viking Raiders and take away the tag team titles at the NXT TakeOver 25 event. So I think that's going to be another match added on to this show for NXT TakeOver 25. It should be a very entertaining and very interesting matchup to see who is actually going to become the tag team champions. Based on crowd reaction, I go with the Street Profits. But me being who I am, I would think they'd go for the underdog as well. They could also go for Danny Burch and Orny Larkin, but they haven't used them in any kind of built any momentum behind these guys. It kind of used them for a couple of weeks and then just discontinued the services on the show. So it kind of slowed them down a bit. So would I go with them? No. If they would have been on the show week to week and having some matches and winning and being on a winning streak, yeah, I would have went with that idea that I'm talking about. But based on wins and losses and momentum with the crowd, yeah, you got to go with the Street Profits. Street Profits have been, may not been winning matches per se, but they are winning over the crowd. And when you're winning over the crowd, you kind of can look over the wins and losses. I mean, unless you make the fucking tag team or the actual opponent that has been losing week after week that week, yeah, I don't see that would be the case. But the Street Profits were on a winning streak until they faced the Viking Raiders. I was about to say War Raiders, which is more the legitimate tag team name that they should be going by, but whatever. The point being is that this is going to be a fun, entertaining matchup. I think the Street Profits deserve the tag team titles at this point. And the rest of the other tag teams involved are going to be a very nice role play into this matchup, giving us a very solid and entertaining Fatal 4-Way Tag Team matchup. Anyway, guys, that's all I have to say on this episode. Hit the like button if you liked the video. Hit the subscribe button if you're not already subscribed to this channel. And leave a comment down below, and I will get back to you guys on that. Anyway, with my stuttering fucking self and can't complete a sentence without fucking it up and butchering myself, or botching out here, I'm going to go ahead and let you guys think about that. Care to share my video if you'd like, if that's even possible on YouTube. I probably don't know. I don't think we can. But anyway, leave a comment down below. Hit the like button if you like the video, and hit the subscribe button if you want to subscribe to this channel. And I'll speak to you guys later. Hope you enjoy my stumbling words of wisdom here. Thanks. Bye.